Hi guys, and welcome to La Calama YouTube channel. I'm Natasha and I live in Canada and I will be your host today. Today I would like to show you whatever happened in my life in May 2012, all my finished objects, all my VIPs that I have on my needles, and also some of my yarn inquiries. Here in Canada we have, I just want to give you a small update on our quarantine situation with COVID-19. So we still have quarantine, so kids are still at home, like in our province, and my husband is still working from home, so we're all home, but some restrictions went off already, so we can go to the parks, malls are open, and like chiropractors started to work, also dentists and stuff like that. So it's a little bit loosen up, but still we have a lot of restrictions yet. So that month of May wasn't very productive because some days I felt so sad that with quarantine and everything, and some days I was quite happy. So it influenced my knitting a lot. So even though I had a lot of stuff on my needle, some days I didn't feel like knitting any of that. So I just felt like casting on something new, and that's what I did. So today I'll show you all of that. So one of my finished objects is this pair of socks. I'm just showing you one. So these socks were knitted out of Canadian raised wool. They raise it and produce it in New Brunswick, Canada, and it's quite rustic wool, and it has 80% wool and 20% nylon, and I was knitting it on 3.5 millimeter needles, and I cast on 36 stitches. I didn't use any pattern, I just knitted by myself. So I started from toes up, and then I did mistake because I thought this wool is so, like, you know, rustic, so rough, and I thought, what if my daughter's foot wouldn't they would be too tight on top. So I decided to do some increases in the end, and it didn't look very, like, at first it looked okay, but then after one time wearing, like, it didn't look very good anymore. So I opened them up and I knitted ribbing again, and then I just did 2x2 ribbing, and then I Kitchener stitched it on top. So she can wear them like folded, like when she feels cozy, or up. And you know, our summer is very interesting because I thought after I finish these socks, she will wear them only next, like in autumn or winter. But actually it got so cold, like even now summer at the daytime, it's like plus 23 or more. And at night it could get cold up to 0, or a few nights ago it was -1. So we have very interesting weather here. Okay, and my second finished object is this pair of socks. They are humongous. Like, these socks are so big because it's size 13 men's socks, and my husband has very wide foot. So I used for this pair of socks, I used this yarn, Opal, and I used this yarn first time, like it's wool, polyamide, and cotton. So, and that's what left from 100-gram skein. So they're big, but my husband has a birthday June 19th, so today's June 5th, and on June 19th he has a birthday, and I really wanted to finish these cotton wool socks by his birthday, and I did. Actually, I have even a few days left. So I'm happy about that, but it took a lot of work to knit them. But maybe some of you new to my channel, and maybe you don't know, but I have 5 kids, and my youngest daughter, she's 8 months old, and now her front teeth are coming, top teeth. So last 3 weeks she's been crying lots, and it was so hard for her to fall asleep. So I've been rocking her a lot, and her room doesn't have light, like it has light, but when I rock her, it's pitch black, because if there's any light, then she gets distracted. So, and then I had this idea how, like, because I'm knitting for so many years, and I thought, how about I'll try knitting socks in the dark? And I'm using 9-inch circle needles, Chagu. Like, they're so small and tiny, so I can just, you know, just try to sit and knit. And I decided that I will start knitting, and I left one sock in her room, and one sock I kept downstairs in my living room. And I thought, okay, if I'm downstairs, I'll knit on the other sock, or if I'm upstairs in her room, I'll just knit on the first sock, like, you know. And then it happened that sock that was in my baby's room grew very fast, but the one that was in the living room didn't grow at all. So when I got up to the point when I was supposed to knit heel, I took them downstairs, and I took other sock upstairs, and downstairs, like where light is, I knitted heel and made all the decreases that I need to do. And then this part I was knitting again in the dark. So that's the only reason probably why I knitted this pair of socks so quickly, because I could do it, like, because sometimes I need to stay with her for up to 3 hours, like, you know, and it's a long time. So, and I realized if I rock her and I knit, so I do my favorite hobby, so then I'm calm, and baby is more calm, and everybody is more happy, right? So that's how these socks became a finished object. So it made me so excited that I decided to cast on another pair of socks. So now let's move to VIPs. So together with a opal, like that gray yarn, I bought this color opal yarn. It's also cotton wool with polyamide. I showed you this yarn in last episode. So I cast on socks for my daughter, oldest daughter. She's 17, and look, it's just 3 days, and my sock is almost ready. I think this night, when I will rock my girl, I think I'll finish it up to toes, and then I'll just take it downstairs and I will do toes. This yarn is very, very beautiful. I like this colorway very much. But you know, the sad part of a knitting in the dark, I cannot enjoy these colors. Like, I'm knitting, but I don't know, is it still purple? Is it blue? Is it peach color? I don't know, right? And then in the morning I can see, oh, that's how it looks. So it's very easy to knit plain vanilla socks in the dark, except heel and toes. That's I do downstairs. So that's my first object that I'm working on, and it grows very, very quick compared to my other VIPs. Okay, and next one I'll show you also my new cast on, which I cast on with this yarn. It's on cone, and it's very interesting yarn. I never knitted with Amber Lux. It's called Amber Lux, and it's Cortel. So I thought it's acrylic yarn, but then I read and it says 100% Cortel waxed. So I googled it because I wasn't sure what Cortel is, and then I found out that it's actually acrylic yarn, but it just spun differently, so it would look like kind of like wool, and it has very nice lurex in it, but I don't know if you can see it, but it's very light and it shines with different colors. So it's I never knitted with a Cortel before, so it's my first experience. And then I added one strand of a kid silk, so it's from Drops Kid Silk, and in the milk, like, it's kind of creamy. Both of those yarns are not white but kind of cream color. And I'm knitting out of this yarn Habitations Row by Curious Handmade. She made that pattern more for people to knit small throws out of Advent minis, but I just thought, why not just to knit a nice white throw. And I will maybe knit it like square 100 meter and a half, or and it would be a baby blanket for my baby, and I would use it like in a car with a car seat or in a stroller. Just nice, super soft, super nice. I love this fabric. It creates really, those two strands, they create really nice fabric, and it's like cortel is waxed, so I can imagine how soft it would be when I wash it. So, and I'm using 5mm Chiagu needles because it's the longest needles, like with longest lace that I have. And I usually work on this project when I'm reading a book, because here like it's you just need to knit, except I cord on the side, so it's very mindless knit, and I like it very much and I enjoy it very much. So you can see how big it is. So I'm not in a hurry because now it's summer, but still we get colder days. But even if I work on it in other months, it's totally okay. And you know, with the quarantine and everything, I feel like in my hobby I should knit whatever I feel like knitting, not like whatever I have to knit. Like socks for my husband, I had to knit them because I really wanted to finish them before his birthday, so I did. But the rest I'm just kind of taking easy. Like if I feel like casting on something new, I just cast on something new, and if I feel like working on projects that I have, then I just work on the projects that I have. Another thing that I was really working on this past month, it's my Sylvia sweater by Sari Nordland. She wrote this pattern for Navita. It was in Navita magazine, but now on site Navita you can download this pattern for free, and it's really nice. And I really wanted to wear like at least this top without sleeves for this video, but it's just so hot that I wouldn't be able to breathe because it's a woolly sweater. So you can see that I finished front, and back has also this beautiful cable pattern, and I finished neckband. It's just so beautiful. I still love this fabric, and I love this sparkle, and I love these cables. Like I'm knitting this sweater since November, I think, working on it, but I still love it very much. And so I finished top part, and also I finished one sleeve. I just keep needles here. So I finished one sleeve, and I'm working on second sleeve. So very soon this sweater will be done, but probably I wouldn't able to wear it because it's summer. But if we will get a colder day, or if I'll go somewhere in the evening, I'm sure it will be my go-to sweater. And I made it a little bit cropped, like it's a little bit lower than my waistline. And it looks like it's a bit oversized, and it looks very nice. I love it very much. So next jumper that I'm working on, it's out of this beautiful mohair tweed yarn that I purchased from Warm Wool Gallery, and it's by Donegal Yarns, and it's 70% merino wool and 30% kit mohair, and it's really nice yarn. And I'm working on it's a raglan sweater, top down, and it will have a v-neck and long sleeves. And then after, I'm almost at the point where I can connect front and separate sleeves. So, and it has a really beautiful raglan line. After I separate sleeves, I'll knit up sleeves first, and the rest of the yarns that I have, I'll just knit down, and it will be a shape. So, and if it would be longer, that's okay, because I wear leggings a lot, so it would go very well with leggings. My next project is from this yarn that I didn't show you yet. It's a cotton merino yarn by Mayfield, and I'll show you it very soon. But first I'll show you a project that I'm knitting out of it. It's it will be a cardigan, And I'm not using a pattern, I'm just knitting, just calculated whatever stitches I need, and I'm just knitting. So it's folded neckline, because I really want a cardigan that will button up to the top, and has here holes for buttons, and I will just sew it under, so it will be double here and double on the neck, and the rest will be just in one ply. And it will be a beautiful lace pattern on my shoulders, and on the bottom I will use also nice lace pattern. And also I have another project. This one you saw already. It's a green sweater called Geologist that I'm knitting from this yarn. It's a Knit Picks yarn, and it's sock yarn. It's 75% merino and 25% nylon, and I'm using this beautiful also Knit Picks needles as a cockaboo or something like that, and they are like, they're hardwood, and the more I knit, the more polished they become, the more slippery they are, and I absolutely love them. And that's the front, and I use just one ball for this bottom part of the front. Here it has this beautiful stitch on front. So I finished back already, and it's a front piece. And after I'm done front and back, then I'll do seams on the shoulders, neckline, and then I can do sleeves for the waist. So I'm not in a hurry with that project, because mostly I keep it in my car, and if we drive somewhere far away, then I can work on that project. So most of the time I don't work on it when I'm at home. And this basket has two projects that are in the same, like I didn't knit on them since last episode. So it's my silk top, just and socks. So whatever, just knit as much as I can. So, and I will show you some of my yarn inquiries that I got last month. This one, this beautiful yarn, is a Tencel bamboo. It has 40% of Tencel and 60% of bamboo, and it's 50 grams to 110 meters, and I have 3 of those, and I'm planning to knit some kind of top for myself, summer top. And I got this beautiful yarn. It's Felici fingered weight yarn, stripy yarn for socks, and it's colorway hamburger. And I got it because for longest time I wanted to try Felici sock yarn from Knit Picks, and I heard about it a lot, and everyone likes it so much. But you know, every time I was making an order from Knit Picks, I never saw colorways that I like. Like, there's so many colorways that I like, but usually they were sold out. So this time when I was ordering stuff from Knit Picks, I saw this colorway and I liked it very much, and it wasn't sold out. So I grabbed 2 of those. So soon you will see me knitting socks out of it. I love those fall colors. They're just so beautiful. Then I ordered this yarn. It's a cotton merino yarn from Hobbii, and it's Mayfield. Each ball is 50 grams and 170 meters, and this colorway is number 11, and this one colorway is number 13. So, and you saw me, I started knitting cardigan out of this one, and this one will be some kind of oversized simple sweater. So yarn is really good, because I wasn't sure, because I never knitted from Mayfield, like I never ordered anything from that company. So I decided to try it, and I actually really love it. So I would recommend this yarn if any of you saw it and you wasn't sure if you should order it or not. And one more, I got this beautiful yarn. It's from Drops. It's Drops Air, and I have 6 balls because I would like to knit a cardigan for my daughter Abigail, and it's a colorway Fog. It's really beautiful colorway, and but it's number 10. And this yarn has 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide, and 7% wool. So it's like a cord made out of polyamide, which filled with alpaca and wool. It's so soft. It's not itchy or scratchy. It's like a cotton ball. I don't know. It's just so soft. Because my daughter, she's very sensitive to the wool, so I wanted to choose something like very soft, and it's usually knitted on 5mm needles. So, but I won't knit from it now because it's just way too hot, and I think my fingers will be sweaty to work on it. But when it gets colder, then maybe I'll get to it. Okay, and so I also got some, like I showed you these needles. Oh, Cocobolo. They're called Cocobolo, those brown hardwood needles. And I have 3.5mm needles, and I wanted to have next size, so it's 4.5, 7mm US, number 7 US. And I just wanted to have a pair so I can start and finish projects. So I need usually 2 size, smaller and bigger size. So now I have it and I can work. And also I ordered those short metal needles for, like, you know, to knit hats or stuff like that. I have short ones, wooden, like orange wooden, like that, and I like them very much. So I decided to try metal ones, and I ordered some cords for interchangeable needles. See, it's so quick. I showed you all my VIPs, like I have so many of them, and I showed you my yarn inquiries, except last one. You know, I had an opportunity to go and buy some yarn, like cone yarn, for not very, like for very cheap price. So I got a couple of big boxes yarn on cone, like wool and cotton and other stuff, but it would be no point of showing all of it to you today, because it would be like, here, black wool, that's blue merino or whatever. So it's Italian yarn Lanagato, and this one what I'm holding here is merino extra fine, and I'm planning to knit out of it like some kind of jumper in near future. So I just brought one cone just to show you, and I'm sure, like, knitting out of that yarn, I will just slowly show it to you. I think it would be more interesting and not so overwhelming, right? So, and I'm so happy that you're stopping by my channel, and if you like my videos, please come and subscribe and like this video, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.